Hello everyone and welcome to the first episode of Gaming on a Budget. To kick things off here, we're going to start with the action RPG Path of Exile by Grinding Gear Games, which has just recently launched into full release on October 23rd. This title is an isometric hack-and-slash game that is very much the spiritual successor of Diablo 2. Set in the world of Ray class, the game combines the deep customization of a massive skill tree spread across 7 different character classes, a barter-based economy system, randomized maps, and multiple leagues, both co-op and PvP. And the best part is, it's 100% free to play. Starting out in Path of Exile, you will choose from 6 available character classes: the Templar, the Shadow, the Marauder, the Ranger, the Duelist, and the Witch. The 7th class, the Scion, is a prestige class available once you have completed the game on normal difficulty mode in any of the other 6 classes. There are 3 difficulty levels in the game, with the harder 2 opening up as you complete the previous ones. You begin the game washed up on a beach with only 1 weapon in your possession, and from there, hack your way to the first quest hub, picking up every last item that drops like a kleptomaniac in a knick-knack shop. As you make your way along the shoreline in the first level, you will notice the dynamic shadows highlighted by the lightning flashes are done incredibly well, and are one of several effects that reflect the great attention to detail that went into this game. Nice sound effects and animations come together to deliver a real sense of power in your abilities as you progress through the game. After you reach the first town, you will be introduced to the barter system, and while the idea makes sense considering your character just got dumped overboard from a prison ship, it is very different from the standard gold systems we are used to from ARPGs. The characters there are marooned and as such are interested in trading items of use as opposed to selling things for gold. That said, it can be a headache trying to wrap your mind around all the little items that are seemingly randomly offered by the NPCs for your stuff. The beauty of the system lies in the fact that these items are what you use to enhance your gear as you progress in the game. Once you start to get a handle on what all the different currency items do, you realize the potential depth of the crafting and upgrade system that they represent. All the items in the game range in quality from normal, magic, rare, and unique, and many also have sockets on them that you can put various skill gems into. More on them later. The barter items that you collect all have varying effects and will alter the stats and quality of gear as well as the number and color of sockets. You can almost craft your perfect piece of gear if you have the time and patience, but the downside is the resulting changes in properties are random, so you can easily find yourself burning through all of your mats and still not ending up with the item that you wanted. That said, with a little planning, you can make some pretty cool stuff that will last longer than you might have otherwise expected. Somewhere in this mix, you will also be introduced to the massive skill tree. I can truly say that I have never seen anything like this in any game I have played to date. There are no fewer than 1,350 passive skills that stretch across all 7 character classes. Each class starts in a section of the tree tailored to their strengths, but there are no restrictions on where you can actually go. Want a 2-handed hammer-wielding witch? You can do that. Want a tank that can rain fire and ice on his opponents? You can do that too. This kind of depth in the passive skills ensures that not everyone is going to be playing the exact same character. The caveat to all this customization is that you are not allowed to respec a character once your points have been spent. As you play through the game, you are granted some individual talent point respecs to spend, and there is a currency orb that grants 1 refund point as well, but these are few and far between. You get enough to correct some minor mistakes, but if you shoot yourself in the foot with a wildly random character build, you will find yourself re-rolling a new tune as your muddled build drags you down in the harder difficulty levels. This can be a bit frustrating, especially since it means your first character is almost always going to get scrapped eventually as you play around with the different effects in the tree. That being said, there are plenty of guides to be found in the Path of Exile forums to help new players get a handle on the different types of builds available. The last item in the customization of your character is the skill gems. There are all kinds of skill gems based in each of the 3 core character attributes of strength, intelligence, and dexterity. These gems are what give you your offensive spells and abilities once they are placed in a socket on your gear. What piece of gear they go in doesn't make any difference to how the spells act, but sockets and items can be connected to each other, and this gives you the ability to augment different spells in a variety of ways. Multiple support gems can be set together with a single spell to create some devastating effects, and there is enough depth here to create some real synergy. Gem placement is not permanent either, so there is no fear of losing a gem on an outdated piece of gear. Endgame in Path of Exile is handled well for an ARPG. Once you finish all 3 difficulties, you can start playing randomized endgame maps that you can tweak the difficulty of in the same way you alter your gear with barter items. These are single levels filled with a variety of high-level enemies with the potential to drop some of the best loot in the game. Apart from the endgame maps, there are also multiple leagues that go on every month, as well as PvP arena-style games that can be set up. There is the standard hardcore league with the nice twist of not losing your character completely if you die. You are just dropped from the hardcore ladder into the standard ladder. The other ladders consist of varying challenges from King of the Hill style games to open world PvP, group PvP, leveling challenges, and so on that change on a weekly, monthly, and bi-monthly basis. There is also the option to purchase your own server and set your own challenge rules. All in all, there is quite a bit of multiplayer goodness to be had in the world of Rayclast. Path of Exile's cash shop is nicely done and reflects the desire of grinding gear to keep the game from the pay-to-win models that can be found in many of the free titles available today. There are no gear, XP boosters, or spells to be purchased with real-world money. There are no banner ads or anything like that anywhere in the game either. There are, however, some very neat vanity items in the cash shop to be had, ranging in cost from $5 to $20 and so on, if you feel so inclined. As with most other cash shops, you purchase the currency in increments, and then can spend the currency in the shop. Vanity items that are attached to pieces of gear can be removed at no cost, and are applied again to any new piece of gear you may pick up. Extra character slots can be purchased, but considering that you start with 24, you would have to be some kind of hardcore schizophrenic to need much more than that. With great graphics, solid gameplay, immense character development, a persistent world with continual content updates, and a free price tag, you just can't go wrong with this one. The game is available for download on Steam or directly from Path of Exile website. I would recommend picking it up on Steam, however, for the sole reason that if you set it to auto-update, you won't have to deal with the launch or patching the game every time you want to play. This has been Gaming on a Budget. If you like what you saw, click the like button and subscribe below to catch each weekly episode. Thanks again, and I'll see you guys on the next one.